On this episode of Cape Media News, Care for the Cape and Islands hosts their third summit on plastic pollution in West Yarmouth. We learn about land preservation with Harwich Conservation Trust and go behind the scenes with Leadership Cape Cod. These stories and more, this is Cape Media News. This is Cape Media News, your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. Thank you for watching. The Yarmouth Police Department announced big news on Tuesday, November 19th. Deputy Chief Stephen G. Xros, who served more than 40 years with the department, will be retiring on Sunday, December 8th. Deputy Xros had a remarkable career, serving in a wide range of positions over the years, including police officer, patrol officer, detective, school resource officer, patrol sergeant, lieutenant, patrol force commander, and deputy chief of police. During his career, Deputy Xros received nearly 24 departmental awards and decorations, including Officer of the Year, Yarmouth Area Chamber of Commerce Person of the Year, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving Officer of the Year. He was also instrumental in community policing activities, which helped the department earn New England Community Policing Awards in 2012 and 2016. Chief Frank Frederickson issued an official statement on Tuesday thanking Deputy Xros for his exemplary service and stated that Deputy Xros has left a wonderful legacy that will never be duplicated. Deputy Chief Xros has been a guest on many programs here at the Media Center over the years. So from all of us here at the Cape Cod Community Media Center and Cape Media News, enjoy your retirement, Deputy Xros. You've earned it. In partnership with the Center for Coastal Studies and the Cape Cod Anti-Litter Coalition, Care for the Cape and Islands held its third annual Plastic Pollution and Litter Summit to unite local leaders and environmental advocates in continued efforts to reduce litter and to learn about how the Take Care Cape Cod message is being used to further these efforts. The Summit and Stewardship Award ceremony was held at the Cape and Islands Realtors Association Conference Center in West Yarmouth. Emily Tulloch reports.
Cape Cod's beautiful beaches and scenic nature trails have visitors flocking to our peninsula every year. But with an increased population during the summer comes issues of litter and pollution that plague the area. Care for the Cape and Islands, founded in 2012, is devoted to protecting and preserving our natural environment. They pioneered the Take Care Cape Cod campaign in June 2019, which uses fun signage to promote proper litter disposal. They hosted their third annual summit on plastic pollution and litter in partnership with Center for Coastal Studies and Cape Cod Anti-Litter Coalition. Expanding the Take Care campaign message and developing solutions to waste issues was the focus of the summit.
Today's our third summit, and it's all about plastic pollution and litter and working together collaboratively to find solutions. We have three panelists that are here this morning. They're going to be talking about legislation, things that are hopefully will help to reduce the amount of litter that there is, and then how can we help move that along, either get them approved or just just make it better.
The panel discussion featured State Representative Randy Hunt, who presented the NIP ban bill he's working to pass.
I'm here this morning to talk about litter, specifically to talk about nip bottle litter, for which I've put together a bill that would put these nip bottles onto our recycling measures in Massachusetts and put a 5-cent bottle deposit on it. It will help in that people who are interested in picking up litter will be able to get a nickel back. And it's going to raise, in my estimates, about $1 million of funds that are uncollected that can go towards getting more money to recycling centers and keeping all of that process going better. So I'll talk about that, and I'll talk specifically about Chelsea that has banned the sale of nip bottles in that city. Chelsea has had excellent results. There was just an article in Commonwealth magazine about a month ago saying in the years since they've banned these, the litter has gone down, public drinking has gone down.
Additional panelists included Major Peter Montero from the Barnstable County Sheriff's Office and Thomas Kerr, Administrator of the Cape Cod RTA. They shared ways that they were helping to reduce litter in their fields and support the Take Care Cape Cod message.
Obviously, we have inmates that go out on a work release program daily, and they pick up litter and trash throughout all the main state roads. You know, we're a tourist community, and people just don't seem to respect our property and land, and they throw litter everywhere. So part of one of the sheriff's mission is to get that stuff cleaned up, and the inmates give a chance to give a little bit back to the community, and they go out and work every day. It gets them outside. And we are picking up between 20 and 30 bags of trash a day. We have 2 crews that go out, and it really does help the place look great.
Well, I'm just going to be speaking about what we're doing as a regional transit authority in terms of the education piece by displaying on our marquees, keep Cape Cod clean, you know, observing various places throughout the Cape as we traverse the 15 towns. We have 32 shelters. At those shelters, our bus drivers go by them every day, and if there's litter there, they report it immediately. We go and pick it up. We're doing all that we can in terms of trying to address the problem.
A special year-long Take Care Cape Cod challenge was announced.
Actually, today we're going to be announcing a new challenge so that people can get involved. And the challenge is actually built around the 400th commemoration of the landing of the Pilgrims. The title of that is going to be Think Like It's 1620.
For more information, visit careforthecapeandislands.org. In West Yarmouth, for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tellick.
The Take Care Cape Cod campaign challenge, Think Like It's 1620, is inspired by the 400-year anniversary of the Pilgrims' arrival on Cape Cod and will run through 2020. To participate or learn more about how you can take care of Cape Cod, visit careforthecapeandislands.org. Up next, we learn about land preservation with Harwich Conservation Trust. Nobody wants to litter. Sometimes it just happens. But it's easy to stop trash from turning into litter. Together, if we're all just a little more careful, we can achieve a litter-free Cape Cod. For more information, visit nocapelitter.org. The Harwich Conservation Trust has begun fundraising efforts to preserve the last lot of a 28-acre forested area next to Coysbrook Woodlands in West Harwich. Owned by a single family, Harwich Conservation Trust began purchasing lots at this location in 1997 and now wants to buy the last remaining lot in order to prevent the property from going up for commercial sale. The currently untouched woodland property is home to many wildlife species and sits on marshlands bordering Coysbrook, which flows directly into the Herring River. I met with Executive Director Mike Locke to learn more about these preservation efforts. Cape Media News reports. On Cape Cod, land preservation can mean the difference between collapse of fragile ecosystems and environmental stability. In West Harwich, a single acre of land is for sale that sits near the Coysbrook Woodlands, a 27-acre protected forest that is managed by the Harwich Conservation Trust. Its protection could have a huge impact on our local ecosystem and on water quality.
This property, if we can preserve it, will extinguish another septic system in the very sensitive Herring River watershed. So this land is perched right above Coysbrook. Coysbrook is the major tributary to the Herring River. Herring River is also the migratory pathway for river herring, or alewives, that swim from Nantucket Sound all the way up Herring River to the spawning ponds in the spring. Not only would we help protect the water quality of Coysbrook, but we would protect a variety of wildlife habitat. including over 400 feet of marsh shoreline that's home to a number of different species.
The land was originally owned by the Stewart family. In 1997, they sold 16 acres to the Harwich Land Trust, who now owns 27 acres of the 28 total acres available.
Right now, we are pursuing the last wooded 1 acre lot that, if we're able to purchase and preserve it, would complete the Coys Brook Woodlands Conservation assemblage. Way back in 1997 was the first purchase by Harwich Conservation Trust of the first 16 acres here. It's grown over the years to about 27 acres, and with this last lot, we'll finally reach that 28-acre goal.
The cost of the last lot is $180,000. If Harwich Land Trust raises $90,000, a generous donor will match them, dollar for dollar.
The last lot is $180,000, but we're really lucky to have a $90,000 challenge in place. So if we can raise the $90,000 in matching funds, we will earn the other $90,000 in challenge and reach a $180,000 goal by December 31st. We still have a ways to go, but we're hopeful with community support we can get there.
If they can't raise the money, the acre will go on the market and be available for development. This could have a direct impact on our local ecosystem.
If it's not preserved, it would become a house lot, and that would not only displace the habitat and the wildlife that live there and also migrate through, but it would also really interrupt the walking trail experience for folks that enjoy the scenery and the wandering path through the tall pines and oaks and the windswept marsh views. I think this is a great opportunity to complete this conservation puzzle that's been in the works for 22 years. And so if we can all come together and raise the final $75,000 to preserve this last lot, it will be a great way to protect water and wildlife and the scenic experience.
To learn more about Harwich Land Trust and their efforts to acquire the last lot at Coys Brook Woodlands, visit harwichconservationtrust.org. In West Harwich, for Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson. The Harwich Conservation Trust has until December 31st, 2019 to reach their fundraising goal. To learn more or to find out how you can help, visit harwichconservationtrust.org. Up next, go behind the scenes with Leadership Cape Cod.
My name is Deacon Dick Murphy, and I'm president of Homeless Not Hopeless. Beginning with a small rental in 2007, we now share 4 homes with 50 of our homeless neighbors, loving and redemptive settings where healing is possible, staffed and run by formerly homeless men and women. People don't become homeless without something terrible happening to them first. Traumas, mental illness, physical disabilities. Often in despair, they fall into a snare of addiction and depression. Who can understand these things better than people who have been loved back to life and are ready to lift their brothers and sisters? We are educational, teaching basic life skills needed for sober and independent living. Most work, attend school, or volunteer their time. Many reunite with their families and move into their own homes. None of this is free. In line with our motto, we offer a hand up, not a handout. We take no government funding. With only one paid employee, 99% of donations go directly to support our family members. Please help us to save the next 50 lives. Thank you.
Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. Leadership Cape Cod, formerly known as CLI, has announced that it's accepting applications for their Class of 2020 Leadership Program. The 6-month-long lecture series focuses on topics like healthcare, diversity, the environment, the Cape Cod economy, legal system, art, education, and government, and gives participants access to local leaders who are working to solve the region's most pressing issues. To kick off another great year of classes, Leadership Cape Cod invited the community to an evening of food, fun, and networking at their annual fall social event in Dennisport. Emily Tulloch reports.
Learn, meet, and grow. If those are words you connect with, Leadership Cape Cod may be the place for you. The organization holds a leadership program once a year where participants are introduced to local community leaders in fields such as the arts, government, healthcare, and many more. Their mission is to inspire, develop, and connect current and future leaders to enhance the community. LCC hosted a fall social this week for everyone to meet their new leadership team, network, and learn more about the upcoming programs.
Leadership Cape Cod actually, until last May, was Community Institute, the Community Leadership Institute of Cape Cod and the Islands. What we really did with Leadership Cape Cod was take CLI to another level, where we looked at building new programming to really meet the needs of this region. All the people who've been through Leadership Cape Cod, and there's about 650 of them across the Cape, really keep coming back and asking, what else is there? What else can we do next? And Leadership Cape Cod is sort of an answer to that. But it really addresses some of the bigger issues here in the Cape. If you look at the people who are in leadership roles, many of them are approaching retirement. We need to make sure that we backfill, that we have people who are trained and ready to step in and take this region to the next level.
Since completing the program, alumni have prospered within leadership positions and experienced Cape Cod in a way they never had before.
I was bored to death after I retired here, and my wife wanted to get rid of me, so she saw an ad in the Cape Cod Times on CLI, and they had vacancies left. My story has been enlightened simply by the exposure that I received at CLI. And I am telling you, what a difference CLI makes in the lives of people. And if it did what it did for me, and it awakened things that I thought were not possible at my age, what is going to happen to the people that I'm bringing now? Tonight I'm bringing in my center administrator, Nivia Fagundes, and I said to her, you have not known Cape Cod until you graduate from this program. I said, believe me that when you finish this program, you're going to look back and say to me, oh my God. And that's exactly what I felt when I graduated from this program.
I grew up on the Cape and Islands, and I had kind of my own challenging experience growing up here, and I moved away for quite a while. I was a young individual, had a different experience growing up, and really, when I moved back, I said, I want to get involved in my community, and I want to make a difference. It really opened my eyes to things that, even growing up here, I didn't know about. So as we've evolved the organization from the Community Leadership Institute into Leadership Cape Cod, we're really looking at ways to expand professionals of all capacities on the Cape to find the things that they're passionate about, to get engaged in ways that maybe they wouldn't otherwise see. Leaders come in so many different ways and capacities and shapes and sizes, and we want to honor that, and we want to share the experiences that we have.
Go to leadershipcapecod.org, tick that program box to CLI, and apply, and you'll never regret it. It's a great, great opportunity to see what the world here is like and to make a difference in everything you do.
The Leadership Cape Cod Fall Social was held on November 21st at the Clinton Anchor. For more information, visit leadershipcapecod.org. In Dennisport, for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tellick.
Leadership Cape Cod is currently accepting applications for their class of 2020. If you'd like to learn more about Leadership Cape Cod's Community Leadership Institute, visit leadershipcapecod.org. Well, that brings this episode of Cape Media News to a close. If you got a breaking news tip, contact us at newstip@capemedia.org. Please follow us on Facebook, and thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.